today at the Jamaican Embassy. The Prime Minister of Jamaica will be in Japan. And so, yeah, the suit, you know what I mean? Trouble, So we're there. Just got my little touch up on the hair, as you see the difference. Change the shirt, because I don't want to mess it up for later. But there's no way I could have carried it. Just do the barber thing. Now I'm going to get some more strong zeros to go get myself ready to meet the PM. You don't know, I'm meeting the PM in the PM. Corny, I know. But yeah, so we get ready from the barber shop. Let's head across, walk down to Shibuya. You know, looking spiffy and nice, you know what I mean? And we're gonna meet the Honorable Bro God. So, yeah. See you soon. Alright guys, so now I am ready to go to meet the Honorable Bro God. Is it me? Ooh, out and stunting.
Members of the delegation, the hard-working delegation who accompanied him, former ambassador to Japan for Jamaica, Mr. Earl Carr and Mrs. Carr, fellow Jamaicans, Jamaicans by association, Jamaicans by descent. Good evening.
Good evening.
I thank God on behalf of my wife and my dear children and my staff, which has done such a tremendous job putting this together this evening, for the rare and precious privilege of hosting this event in honor of the official visit to Japan of the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Why is it official? Because Prime Minister Shinzo Abe specially invited Prime Minister. And that special invitation comes not just because of commonalities they share, like respectively being the youngest persons ever to be elected Prime Ministers of their countries, not only because they are both having the second time round as Prime Ministers, but mostly because this year we celebrate 55 years of diplomatic relations. And so it is in celebration of the warm and friendly ties and cooperation that Jamaica and Japan enjoy. I can assure you that over the past 2 days of meetings that the Prime Minister has had, and they have been hectic, I apologize, Prime Minister.
Accepted.
That I can assure you that the meetings he's had, both governmental and private, have served to further enhance the wonderful bonds that we already share with Japan. Now, because we're in Japan, it's meant that at many of these meetings, Prime Minister has had to have interpretation. But Prime Minister, I'm happy to advise you that tonight there's no need for interpretation. You are among family tonight.
From the reports of my foreign minister and my own interactions with him, even during my trip to South Korea, I can definitely affirm that he is an ambassador that is doing an excellent job. And I shouldn't say this publicly, I shouldn't congratulate him like this because he's a very humble man, but he deserves it. And his humility goes as far as to acknowledge his predecessor Ambassador Carr, who's here with us tonight, someone who also contributed significantly to the Foreign Service and significantly here in Japan as well, and I would like to acknowledge him and his wife. I know that many of you still keep your connections directly with Jamaica. You read our daily papers. You follow my pages, my social media pages, and you are very well connected back home. So you know what is happening. But maybe you're not always having the opportunity to place what is happening in a context. You will agree that there is a sense that there is a re-emergence of Jamaica.
Yes.
Internationally and at home as well. That there is a great positivity that is happening, great confidence, a return of confidence. And that is the case. That is the case. And we have, as a government, been very instrumental, very deliberate in our actions in terms of trying to promote Jamaica on a global scale. In that regard, the diaspora plays a very important role in this form of parallel diplomacy, para-diplomacy as we call it. And I want to therefore thank you for coming up tonight. I know you could have been elsewhere. Some of you have traveled many miles to get here. And yes, and you have to go to work tomorrow. I know. And I'm quite well aware, believe me, of the sacrifice that you have made to be here. And so I am very humbled, believe me, and very appreciative of the fact that you are here. And I don't take your presence for granted. So I will report to my cabinet when I return the warm reception that I received from our very own Jamaicans here in Japan, and the love and interest that they have expressed. And, on behalf of them and the people of Jamaica, we want to thank you for being good representatives, good ambassadors of Grand Jamaica in Japan. So as Ms. Lou would say, clap yourself.
Yes!
So I don't want you to feel that you are an isolated entity and of no importance or moment to the development of your country. That is absolutely not the case. Each time a Jamaican excels in their respective fields, performs well, you add value to Grand Jamaica. The converse is also true. And so it is an eternal struggle to ensure that we have more Jamaicans adding value than those that subtract. It is the value that paves the way, opens the door, grants the access, that gives you the ability to be recognized. Because as a small country, in a large country, in a global world, you're basically known by your group. You're identified by your social grouping, your ethnic grouping. You're identified by your country of origin. And if you are from a nondescript grouping, you can easily be overlooked. And I'm certain that that is the experience for many of you in the diaspora. I was recently in China, where it was very clearly expressed in this way that the members of the diaspora there explained that they had to go through great lengths to explain that Jamaica is not in Africa.
Oh yes. Every day.
There's nothing wrong with being associated with Africa because we are Africans. But in terms of our nationality and how we identify, we are Jamaicans. And you have the task of ensuring that that identity is known and protected. And you, in fact, will benefit from the dividend of knowing that you are Jamaican. Aside from people saying, Bob Marley. You here, I'm certain, are adding value to brand Jamaica. That is a brand of quality, a brand that we can depend on, reliable, people who believe in the highest standard of excellence. And from a geopolitical point of view, when people hear about Jamaica, they know that though we are small, we have an amplified voice in world affairs, that Jamaica has traditionally stood on principle, and our foreign policy is based on principle. We are a Western country in many respects, and that has been established by our national hero, Sir Alexander Bustamante. Where freedom, our freedom, is never free. Freedom comes with responsibilities. And the struggle that we have now as a people is to embrace that freedom, but also to recognize that responsibility doesn't limit our freedom, but acknowledging our responsibility as a people guarantees our freedoms. We treat with noise pollution. And I'm putting it in that perspective. Some people won't immediately appreciate what I'm saying. But it is becoming a controversial issue. Because again, it is a struggle between the freedom of our musical and cultural expression versus order in the society. And it is a very delicate balance. And you will know that the government recently, in recognition of the importance of our culture and our music, we have passed probably a month or so, an amendment to the Noise Abatement Act. And we see the positions in the room.
Listening keenly.
Right, so we've passed this amendment, and we've passed it in good faith because we recognize that our people should be free to enjoy and express our music and our culture. As we said before, it's part of what identifies us and part of Brand Jamaica. It's a serious value proposition, music. And I'll explain that to you a little later. But music is very important. So we've passed this amendment to allow parties to go on until 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. weekdays, weekends, respectively. So what we would want is for partygoers people consuming the music and the culture, and people producing the music and the culture, to respect the rule of law, which essentially guarantees the rights of all citizens. So whilst we have a right to enjoy our music and culture, citizens also have a right to a noise pollution-free environment. So I said my hotel room, I believe I'm able to say this, and I'm going to be very delicate with it, but I believe I'm able to say it. So we had dinner with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe last night. Lovely, lovely dinner. And he invited 2 members of the extended Jamaican diaspora. You may know them as the Mighty Crown. Of course, they're Japanese citizens, they're Japanese. But if you hear them speak and watch them play, they have totally adopted the culture and the music. And again, this is something that we have to come to terms with, that the culture that we create, once we put it out there, we have to acknowledge that people, it's part of the infectious nature of the Jamaican culture. And so it's very difficult to just say, you know, Jamaicans are people who are born in Jamaica. That is not necessarily true. And our founding fathers recognized that there are many Jamaicans outside of Jamaica, and there are many Jamaicans who have adopted Jamaicanness and claim Jamaica. In fact, in our law, you can claim Jamaican citizenship by virtue of being able to trace Jamaican lineage in terms of father first, and then we have amended the Constitution to allow for the mother. So if you can show that your grandmother, that your mother, or your grandmother, or your great-grandmother, or your great-great-grandmother, Ambassador, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. In fact, what we recognize, because of the history of the diaspora, before the establishment of the Jamaican state, many Jamaicans migrated.
Me never come off of any idea, but me trust the Lord and me learn how to pray. And me work hard as me is able, and just do good to me neighbor each day. Me start out life with little buying and selling. It grows so fast, oh Lord, it couldn't stop. And from that small and humble beginning, I move right up, they own me own shop. One thing lead to another, so when faith and courage is gone, me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from, and I find the strength to press on. The shop is stretch and take in the post office, and the shopkeeper turn post mistress me dear. And to the third, I lead the choir singing loud and clear. Soon I was lending money like a banker to even those who not call me them friend. But I just love them and praise my Savior. Blessed with that I have money to lend. Tell you one thing, lead to another. Courage is gone. Me just look over me shoulder, see where me coming from. Find me strength to press on. And all the blessing that reach me, I share them. The shop back turn into one big Jamal class. So from shopkeeper, post mistress and banker, I am the teacher, I'm moving up fast. One thing lead to another, and it is clear for all to see. And I am very, very proud to tell you that last week I was made a when life opened up before me a door, I just thank God as I try to pass through it. But that will lead me to many more. And day by day me just a spread out and a prosper. Right here on this very spot. And I just thank God for his guidance. And I thank him for all that I've got. Oh, me tell you one thing leads to another. Faith and courage is gone. Me just look over my shoulder, see where we go.